Everyone, today is the day. All of our patrons, we congratulate you. You've been waiting for months, and so have we. We spoiled this like 6-8 months ago, and it's now here. The Everything Money software is finally done. All of the developing, all the work that Paul has put into this software that we bring to you, our dear patrons that I love you. Our dear patrons, you finally get it, and we're so stoked. Paul, even my now 11-year-old son has been asking for this. He's typing in stocks. It's ready. The day has come. It's Thursday, April 15th. Give me your thoughts. You've done it. You've climbed the mountain, Paul. Tell us about your thoughts of leading into this release and what our patrons are now getting.
So when we first started this channel, I don't remember. I just remember thinking to myself, oh, so we started using wide charts, right?
Yeah.
And everybody kept saying, well, I don't have access to it. I can't do the same thing you're doing. And I was just like, okay, let me go create our own software.
We got that a lot. What options do I have to look up all this data?
I'm not paying $200 a month, $500 a month for wide charts. And I was like, you know what?
And when did it hit you? Yeah, when did it hit you to do this?
It was around the summertime, late summer, maybe.
I assume you're on the toilet?
No, I think it was during a live stream. People kept saying I can't do that, and I was just like, okay, well, how hard would it be to create the software?
Now, making software is not above you. You have Dynasty Owner, the Fantasy Football League, and the software for that is absurd. If you're a Dynasty Owner, if you're one of the Dynasty Owners at dynastyowner.com and you do fantasy football, that software is even so complex and incredible.
Hardest software I hope we'll ever have to make.
So how did that experience transition into this Everything Money software?
So the experience started 8 years ago as a colossal failure. It was the worst. It didn't even launch. It was terrible. The software didn't work. Then over time, I sat there and said, you know what? I'm going to put it to the side. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'll wait for the future. We had a big property that Tim managed. We sold it. I love Tim. Tim's a detail-oriented guy. He's a get things done kind of guy. He loves fantasy sports. I said, Tim, I want to revive Dynasty Owner. Why don't you get involved? He was like, you want to pay me to play fantasy sports? Not exactly, but sure. So he came on, did a fabulous job. He found us great developers. He's bringing in developers in and out. Our development team, the quality has skyrocketed over the last few years. I mean, absolutely skyrocketed. Like literally a year and a half ago, our best developer was then fired a year later, 6 months ago, because he was our worst developer. Mm-hmm. So that's how much our team's gotten better. Tim has a great process. So I said, let me do this. Let me start the software in pieces. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do first. This is the mistake I made the first time I did Dynasty Owner. I wanted it all done at once. Mm-hmm. Nope, piece. First piece, what's the most important part I needed? I just kept building and building. And now, in November, I announced to everybody, guys, we're gonna open our Patreon because I wanna make sure that there's demand for this before I go spend a lot of money, because this thing costs 6 figures more to make. And a data feed alone is over 6 figures per year, guys. It's a lot of money. So we opened our Patreon per your suggestion. Mm-hmm. And I said, let's do it for the software. And it has skyrocketed. You know, we have over 1,900 people who are now paying for the software. It comes out today, Thursday, April 15th. It was supposed to be tax day, but either way, now we have this great software. And the great part is, guys, this software is gonna be the focal point of this channel, as I've said 1,000,000 times. If you want this software, if you wanna have access to everything I do, I use this software personally. This isn't just software I go, hey, let me give this to everybody and I'll go use something. No. The only reason I keep white charts is 2 reasons. One is a backup, and 2, I want to see what they're doing and see if I can make a better version or make a version that's a little bit more basic for the users we have. Because a lot of people, when they make software, want to make complicated software so you feel like you're getting amazing value. But to me, if it's complicated, you're not using it. This is very simple.
So I can't take it anymore, Paul. Show me what you got. Show me the 8 pillars that we've been doing for so long here on the show.
So you log in. This is the main page. 8 pillars. Very simple. Type in your name of a company, Microsoft. It pulls up the chart, 1, 5, 10 years maximum. And by the way, we're gonna have data going back to 1987 soon. Major high-level things here, data right here, market cap, revenue, net income, PE. If you watch any of our past videos, we do a lot of this. We're gonna be changing things around as time goes on. In fact, Tim and I are already working on a new design for Everything Money. It's coming out today, and I'm already looking at a new design because I want a new design. But then, you go into our income statement. Here's the great thing about our income statement. Most income statements, Microsoft's yearly reporting ends June 30th. Most companies end of the year, Microsoft ends June 30th. So if you go to another website and you click yearly information, it's gonna end June 30th. What I want to do is look at 4 quarters at a time. So I have that. 4 quarters right here. It's going to lump everything 4 quarters at a time. If we were in November, it would have September 2020, September 2019. It would go to the recent 4 quarters. Because your goal when you invest in stocks is to look at 4 quarters at a time. Okay? Has all the information you need here. Has the balance sheet. Everything here. Cash flow statement. Everything here. But here's the great news, guys. 8 pillars right here. I make it easy for you. Now, does that mean I just want you going to this 8 pillar tab all the time and just skipping? No. Because what I'm trying to teach, and what I think a lot of people are learning, especially our patrons and our Discord members, is that this is about understanding what these things mean, right? How these things tell a story on what you need to understand next. What this is telling me right here is their financials are awesome. Their valuation's too high. I won't get into it now, but the bottom line is this is the story it tells me. So I have Microsoft on my radar of saying when the stock falls, I will buy. Okay? Now, here's an exciting part of the software that I didn't think was going to be added until late summer, and I already got it added. 8 pillars portfolio. What this allows you to do is insert your own portfolio of stocks that you have, and it'll tell you how the group of stocks look in an 8 pillar analysis, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have 30 stocks, I think it allows you up to 50 stocks. You have 30 stocks in your portfolio. You put them all in, and it'll tell you, oh, these are the. So let's pick some stocks. Seth, give me
Microsoft. I like. I own Biogen, BIIB. You know CCL. We're in love with. How about Amgen, AMGN? And,
what else? Intel,
sure.
HRB.
Yep, and here.
I have Steelcase.
And my son has here HEAR, the headphones.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 stocks. Get you the stats. It's churning. Boom. So what this is telling us is the exact same thing as Microsoft, just too expensive. But everything else is solid. Their profit margin's solid, revenue growth is solid, net income growth is solid, shares outstanding is going down. They have 147 billion over liabilities needed, and they have a cash flow growth of 20 billion over the last 5 years as a whole.
So we just built an ETF.
We just built our own mutual fund or ETF.
No fees, no BS.
Nothing. Now, what you can do is try to find your own 8-pillar ETF. Go find companies that all together, some might be overpriced, some might be underpriced, but as a whole, like the Billy Bean method, as a whole, they fit your 8 pillars. Some might be too much, too expensive, some might be cheap, but as a whole, that's the way you should be looking at your stock portfolio, that you own a steady stream of cash flow and a balance sheet of all the companies combined and you're a portion of them.
So, Paul, this is mind-boggling, the 8-pillar portfolio, making our own ETFs. I know the patrons have been calling and asking for this. They're thrilled. What else can we expect from this software that you get as one of our patrons?
When you sign up for this, the next 30 years of your life will be dedicated to us making this software better and better. Remember, guys, Trader Mo and I needed this software anyway for our own analysis. We were making this anyhow. So I'm going to keep working on this software to make it better and better and better. The sooner you get signed up, the lower your prices, because you'll be locked in that price forever. Now, it doesn't mean if you sign up at $25, it's $25 forever. It just means that you're in that $25 category. If the price goes up $1 a year, if every category goes up to $1 a year, you become 26. Somebody at the $50 level becomes 51, but you're still at that $25 level increasing every year.
Not to confuse people, there are patron fees that we can't control. And so a lot of times, inflation, patron fees, there might be some movement. But in general,
I have to pay developers more money. The software costs are going to go up. Everything's going to go up for me. And so as time goes on, I have to increase the cost of the software, which is expected. But every single year, there'll be more and more added to the software. That's the point of all this, more and more data. Right now, we have US data. We're going to be adding European data on 14 different exchanges soon.
Our overseas folks love that. They've been begging you for that. So
now the great news is more people overseas invest in US companies than the other way around. So that's why I kind of want to, err on the side of more US companies, but we are going to add overseas. We're going to add options at some point in the future. This is going to be we're going to add news sources. We're going to add writers who are going to write articles. This is going to be the replacement for Market Watch, for Yahoo Finance, for Bloomberg. You're going to stop going to those places for news. You're going to come to Everything Money for everything having to do with your financial life.
Now, in comparison, what were you paying monthly for Y charts?
Y charts, I pay $500 a month. Bloomberg Terminal was $2,500 a month. Now, it's not going to be as versatile as the Bloomberg Terminal. It's probably not going to be as versatile as Y charts, but it's going to be pretty cool. Y-Charts is an awesome software, but it's for more professional people who use a lot of Excel models, things like that. Oh, the stock analyzer tool will be here. This is a very common question I get. It'll allow you to input a stock, input your assumptions, and tell you what the stock is worth to you today. So you'll be able to run these things. You'll be able to run a stock screener based on those things and let you know which stocks fall in your category, and you can go from there and go do more research.
What about the rest of besides the 8 pillars, shows their home screen with the retirement calculator and other things we're going to add moving forward?
So we have the retirement calculator. We did a video on the retirement calculator. This thing is, as I've been told, the best retirement calculator out there. It's detailed enough where it matters. It's not too detailed where it gets confusing. We're going to have the real estate calculator. A lot of people want real estate help. This will tell them how much, because the thing I find about with real estate, so many people don't really know how much money they make on their real estate. They say, oh, I make a killing off of it. And then they explain it to me. I'm like, yeah, you're making like 4% a year. That sucks. This will tell you that. We're going to have a loan calculator. That's super simple. I'm not going to do that quite yet because it's like literally the simplest thing. But we're going to have momentum trading and chart trading as well. We're going to have, this thing is only going to grow from here. That's it.
If you like what you see, join a Patreon. The spots are filling up. The tiers are filling up. And if you are a patron, you've gotten in early. Congratulations. We welcome you. The day has come for your software. There will be bugs. There will be software updates, just like you get on your iPhone like every 3 days. So bear with us. But of course, we thank you for your support. We congratulate you on a great choice. For those who support us since November, we know who you are and you know we love you. That's our show. That is a look at the new software. And if you want to get on board, the link is in the description below. Join our Patreon and you'll get it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.